come in, come in, come in. Come in, come in, come in. I'll be on the screen in just a moment. But y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. Ooh, we got a lot to talk about. I'll excuse the crackling that's about to happen. Gotta get my mic put where it needs to be. Ooh, I tell you, if discombobulated wasn't a way to describe what is going on here. Ooh, it's a lot of stuff going down. It's a lot of stuff going down. Oops. Ooh, it's a lot of stuff going down. I do not know where to accept y'all. Let's see. Y'all, I'm trying a new thing. I'm trying to do y'all and TikTok at the same time. Don't know how that's gonna work. I just don't have a place to have my phone unless it's like right in my face on my mic. That's gonna mess up my mic. I tell you. There we go. I guess it'll do. I guess that'll do. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Whew, we are close up. Y'all are real close up, Mr. Tickety Top. But that's just how it's going to be. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pam, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture. And this is an incident in pop culture today because we are talking about the arrest made via the NBA. Baby, they said that they was fixing games. The mafia is all involved. Child. A mess. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen. If you are on TikTok, you will not be able to see those things of me sharing my screen and all of that other stuff. So if you want to see that, please go over to my YouTube page at Pam Entertainment TV. And you'll definitely see what I see. Ooh-cha. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and what we're going to see is a video. We're going to watch the video first, and then we're going to get into all the stuff going on. Baby, they done arrested former players, current players, all kinds of stuff is going on over here in the NBA. So let me play this.
Famer and Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat star Terry Rozier have been placed on immediate leave by the NBA after their arrest today as part of a stunning gambling scandal.
This is the insider trading saga for the NBA.
Two schemes naming more than 30 people, according to charging papers, including 4 well-known mafia families in New York City.
Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has...
Let me go back because I want to see these families. So you have you've got Damon Jones, who was arrested. You got Joseph Lonnie, John Mazzoli, also known as John South.
Well-known mafia families.
You got Curtis Meek, known as Kurt. You got Nicholas Minucci, Michael Renzulli, Angelo somebody, Julius Zalani. These are all the other people. I guess these are the mafia people that have been arrested with them.
In New York City.
Your winning
go
streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
The indictment involving Billups outlining a national illegal poker ring wooing wealthy players known as fish into rigged games, stretching from the Hamptons to Las Vegas. Prosecutors say Billups and former NBA player Damon Jones were called face cards, using their fame to lure unwitting victims. But authorities say the NBA pros knew the games were a high-tech scam, rigged by the mob and cashed in.
They used custom shuffling machines that could read the order of cards, barcoded decks, and hidden cameras built into tables and light fixtures.
Let me ask y'all something. Do you all think that this is the same thing in regards to, you remember Gilbert Arenas was arrested earlier this year in regards to this? Sorry. Where they were talking about this poker ring. Do you all think that this is part of the same thing?
Court documents showing one of those shufflers disassembled, and this poker table taking x-rays to reveal cards face down.
Defendants used other cheating technologies such as poker chip tray analyzers, which is a poker chip tray that secretly reads cards using a hidden camera, special contact lenses or eyeglasses that could read pre-marked cards.
Jones and an attorney for Billups not responding to requests for comment tonight. In a separate case, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier now charged for his role in a criminal betting scheme. Authorities pointing to this game in 2023 where Rozier left early with an injury. Prosecutors say he had tipped off others first, so they could place bets on his stats that night.
They placed wagers on unders on players to score less.
Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? They are making the NBA, baby, when I tell you by the time, because the NBA should be embarrassed, by the time that they crack down on this, the NBA is not, you going, oh, baby. Not only are they going to ban you all for life, anybody that they feel sniffing around you is going to get banned. Oh, good gracious alive. And y'all were cheating.
Rebound less, assist less,
So if you're
using
following me on
information that was
TikTok-
not yet public. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash.
Rozier's attorney tonight saying he believed the feds had cleared his client.
They took his phone, downloaded everything, and at the end of the day, they said there's nothing to see here, so we're going to fight it.
Laura joins us now live in studio. And Laura, we're talking about a lot of cash here.
And Tom, the poker scheme alone raked in so much cash that the victims suffered $7.1 million in losses. One victim alone, $1.8 million in losses, a huge amount of cash.
All right, Laura Jarrett leading us off here. Laura.
So they were over there gambling at illegal poker games, number one, and they were getting scammed, number two. That's the first part of this gambling scandal. The second part is you have active players rigging games. You've got active players rigging games. And so you're sitting here now. The NBA is looking goofy. You remember, I wanted to go back to Gilbert Arenas because you remember Gilbert Arenas had his own gambling situation going on over there in California. I wonder, is this connected as well? Because Terry Rozier is down there in Miami. Chauncey Billups is over there on the West Coast. And I don't know what the third guy that they have on here. I don't know where he's at. But let's continue. Let's get into this ESPN article. Because you know they will will eat their own players up. It says here a total of 34 people were arrested as the result of a years-long investigation covering 11 states and involving tens of millions of dollars, FBI Director Kash Patel said. Law enforcement officials said the multiple charges involved 4 mafia families and organized crime networks, with Patel saying of the money involved that the fraud is mind-boggling. Rozier, who was arrested Thursday morning at a hotel in Orlando, Florida, is accused of participating in a sports betting scheme using insider NBA information. Insider information. You remember? I don't know if you all are old enough to remember, but I definitely remember when Pete Rose and all of them were doing this on baseball, and how baseball had to crack down on a lot of this stuff. But let's continue. As part of this scheme, gamblers use non-public information to bet on at least 7 NBA games between March 23. And this is so recent. They're not talking about games 4 or 5 years ago. They're just talking about games just now. So now you're going to have to start looking back at games involving the Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic, Los Angeles Lakers, and the Toronto Raptors. Now you're going to have to go back and watch. Oh my gosh. I hope none of these teams made the playoffs. According to the indictment, in 3 of the 7 games, players intentionally removed themselves from contests to benefit the gamblers. Oh. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. So they have betted on games and rigged games with the Charlotte Hornets, the Orlando Magic, Trailblazers, Los Angeles Lakers, and the Toronto Raptors. Everybody on them teams are suspect, in my opinion. Everybody that played on that team last year, everybody is suspect to me. Everybody. In 3 of those 7 games, players intentionally removed themselves from contests to benefit the gamblers' bets, according to the indictment. The defendants had access to private information known by NBA players or NBA coaches that would likely affect the outcome of games or players' performances, and provided that information to other co-conspirators in exchange for either a flat fee or a share of betting profits. This is awful. This is awful. And for me, this is awful because I love this. I like the sport of basketball. And to know that somebody is in here rigging the system, it pisses me off. I don't care who you are. You rigging the system, you pissing me off. Because that intuition that I had, let me hush. I was about to say that intuition I had that something wasn't right. Now you make it. But it wasn't those games. I will tell you, it wasn't those games because I'm not a big well, I do watch the Hornets. I'm not an Orlando Magic, Toronto Raptors, and I'm not even an LA fan. Oh, good gosh almighty. He's let's not mince words. Patel said this is insider trading. This is the insider trading saga for the NBA. That's what this is. The U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York called it one of the most brazen sports corruption schemes since online sports betting became widely legalized in the United States. Now, Chauncey Billups is an active coach. He is supposed to be the fishers of men, and he is out here being called the fish or whatever it was to lure the people in so their money can be taken and so that he could get a flat fee. Billups, who was arrested in Oregon, is charged in a separate indictment alleging a wide-ranging scheme to rig underground poker games that were backed by mafia families, authorities said. The defendants are accused of using technology to steal millions from victims in the New York area. And they outlined that on that video. They were all the stuff that they were using in this illegal gambling den was all rigged with technology to make sure that you lose. Now, y'all, again, I keep going back to Gilbert Arenas because Gilbert Arenas said that he was going to snitch. He said if he going to tell it, he going to tell it all. But this is craziness. This is absolutely craziness. Also, though Billups was not named in the sports betting indictment, the description of a co-conspirator who allegedly told a bettor that a number of Trailblazer players would miss a March 2023 game had a playing and coaching career that matches Billups. This man is betting against his own team. According to the indictment. This is allegedly, because like I said, I don't know. They don't even know if that's him, but they're saying that it matched up. Billups and Rozier have been indicted on charges of wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering conspiracy. According to the Assistant U.S. District Attorney Diane Hugh, each count carries no more than 20 years in. Hours after his arrest, Rozier appeared in a federal court in Orlando, Florida, wearing a Charlotte Hornets sweatshirt, handcuffs, and shackles. Baby, you know the NBA don't want that kind of publicity, but you got it. You got it, because it was my understanding probably 3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, the NBA was told that this was a problem. The NBA was aware that this was a problem, a huge, huge problem. Now, I'm not saying that they ignored it. They could have been cooperating with the investigations, but I have heard rumblings about gambling and gambling with the NBA and the NBA players 4 years ago. Let's see. Billups appeared before a judge in Portland, Oregon. Both men were ordered released from custody on certain conditions. Prosecutors in their detention memo asked judge to impose substantial bail conditions on all of the defendants in the poker rigging case and noted that Billups had substantial financial resources. Well, baby, if he gets convicted, he ain't gonna have nothing, because they're gonna take all his little money. Billups is scheduled to appear at the federal courthouse in Brooklyn on November 24th, while Rozier's next scheduled appearance will be December 8th. Billups had to turned over his passport and required to secure a substantial bond with the federal court in the Eastern District of New York. His travel is limited to Oregon and Colorado, and he's also prohibited from any gambling-related activity. Does anybody know if in the NBA that it is illegal? It will cost a player their job or their position if they are actively gambling against the NBA? Because I'm trying to remember whether or not that was the biggest issue that was going on about 5 years ago, that there was I'm trying to figure that out, because this is bad. We take these allegations with the utmost seriousness, and the integrity of our game remains our top priority, the league said in a statement. I definitely want to find that statement. We are aware of the allegations involving the head coach Chauncey Billups, and the Trailblazers are fully cooperating with the investigation. They don't have no choice because you have an active coach who is out here, and you have an active player in Orlando who is out here rigging the games. Six defendants are accused of being involved in the sports betting case, while there are 31 defendants allegedly involved in rigged poker games. So before a March 2023 game against the New Orleans Pelicans. So now we have a specific game. Rozier, who then played for the Hornets, allegedly told Laster, a childhood friend, that he will remove himself from the game in the first quarter due to a supposed injury, according to the indictment. Laster allegedly sold the information to two bettors for about $100,000. So that is a game that you can pinpoint to know that they were rigged at that point. Absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Those better, along with their associates in a network of proxy bettors, used the info to bet on Rozier's unders, according to the indictment. The money rangers was in the hundreds of thousands, according to the indictment. Many of the bets won after Rozier removed himself from the game after 9 minutes with 5 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. Rozier paid for Laster to travel to Philadelphia to collect the proceeds from the scheme, according to the indictment, and then drove to Rozier's home to count the money with him. Rozier's lawyer, Jim Trusty of Afra Law, said in a statement that his client is not a gambler and looks forward to winning this fight. Baby, if he placed a bet, he's a gambler. So he must have used Laster as a proxy. Like, you're going to place the bet. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen, and you're going to place the bet, and then we're going to split the money. He's still scheming. The integrity of the game is paramount for NBA players, but so is the presumption of innocence, and both are hindered when player popularity is misused to gain attention, a National Basketball Player Association spokesman said in the statement. We will ensure our members are protected and afforded their due process through this process. That's fine. And that's what you're there for. But see, you're going to have to sit back and have a really big conversation with your players, and everybody's going to have to come to the consensus. National Basketball Player Association, they're going to have to come to this consensus that betting on games is the ultimate no-no. Because now everybody is going to be questioned whether or not that you are a active player, whether you are, all of that stuff is about to be questioned with y'all. And like I said, I don't know how old you all to remember baseball. You know, they had that with Pete Rose and all of them, where they were betting on games and throwing games and doing all kinds of stuff like that back in the day. So, you know, sports betting and players and coaches and things like that being involved is not new, but it seems like with the scandal that they had back in baseball, it looked like every other sport should have tightened up, so to speak. They should have had things in place that if a player, even if it's a whiff of this, they would be suspended and possibly suspended without pay until all of this is cleared up. All right, let's read this. This is interesting. Jones, who played and coached for the Cavaliers and worked as an unofficial assistant coach for the Lakers during the 2022-2023 NBA season, allegedly sold inside information to bettors, according to the indictment. Jones had a close relationship with a prominent NBA player during his time with the Cavaliers and the Lakers, and had access to insider information through that relationship, according to filing. The indictment does not name the player, but a source told ESPN Dave's McMenamin that it was Lakers star LeBron James. So now they're throwing LeBron James's name in here. And, now this is just messy, Pam. Anything that I'm saying, right? Anything that I am saying is allegedly. I see LeBron James. I see gambling. I remember a sensitive rapper. And that's all I'm going to say. Who likes to gamble? Before Lakers game against Milwaukee Bucks, February 9th, 2023, Jones texted a co-conspirator to get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight because the prominent player was out. James did not play in that game. A Lakers lost. Oh. And again, they're getting this information from, I guess the schedules and the coaches, everything like that. If something happens and they say, oh, because I don't know. And I'm not saying that LeBron James had was doing some insider gambling or anything like that. All I'm saying is that he was the prominent player. That particular co-conspirator, Jones, would know whether or not LeBron was going to play that night because he was a player. He was a team. He was going to know that. And so hence is why he texted. There's nothing showing anything. There's nothing showing that LeBron James was given any money or anything like that. James was unaware of any gambling activity by Jones or source close to James told ESPN. James has not been accused of any wrongdoing. A month later, a defendant referred to as co-conspirator 8, Conspirator 8. He told a bettor that the Trailblazers would be tanking and that several of their best players will not be playing in a March 2023 game against the Chicago Bulls. And then the Trailblazers lost by 28. Are y'all remembering any of these games? Did you all legally bet against these games? And then things just didn't go right? Fraud. The case stems from the betting scandal involving former Raptors center Jontay Porter, who was banned from the NBA in the spring of 2024 and is awaiting sentencing for his role in a gambling scheme around player prop bet. Porter admitted in court to manipulating his performance in 2 games during the 2023-2024 season. And see, this is going to be dangerous for y'all current players because, they're y'all going to get hurt. Y'all are going to sit out and everything like that. And people are going to be thinking that you're faking for a damn bet. Two of the conspirators in the Porter case, Amar Ardawa and Henning, were also named as defendant in the poker indictment sealed on Thursday. And, still I hadn't seen another name. But they're saying that since April 2019, victims have lost at least $7 million in rigged poker games, according to the indictment. One victim lost $1.8 million. Victims believe that they were sitting at fair tables. Why would you believe that you're sitting at a fair table, which is illegal? Why wouldn't you go to Atlantic City or these places? By law, they're supposed to be fair tables. Billups, who was known as a face card in the scheme, helped to arrange and played games held in Las Vegas using a rigged shuffling machine. They defrauded victims of at least $50,000. And now everybody is kind of, covering themselves. What do y'all think about this? A mess, a mess, a mess, a mess. Y'all are being exposed, and y'all are rigging the game, and y'all are making the game seedy, and you're making the game people not wanting to rely on your play and on your stuff at the game. If you're following me on TikTok, I'm about to end this live. Thank you so much for joining. I will have another live scheduled later. All right. Y'all. Y'all. This is messy. This is extremely messy. And make sure as you're here, make sure y'all are hitting this like button. This is messy. Because the reason, and I am wondering, is this the same reason? Because again, they're not mentioning his name. They're not mentioning his name. But I knew he had something to say. Let's see what he said. Oh Lord. Gilbert Arenas feuds with foul Rachel Nichols after snitching jokes in the NBA scandal. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas had jokes after the FBI arrest of Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Heat guard Terry Rozier on Thursday morning as part of a year-long probe into illegal sports gambling. And those jokes led to a spat with foul ex ESPNer Rachel Nichols. During Thursday's installment of Gil's Arena Show, Arenas, clad in the 24 Huskies jersey, danced to the set carrying a brown paper bag labeled Informant Lunch. All right. He playing with these wrong people now. Arenas was indicted on 3 federal charges in July in connection with the federal indictment that alleges that he hosted illegal high-stakes poker games at his mansion in Encino, California. So his is a whole separate case. Look at it. He thinks this is a big game. Yeah, he thinks this is a big game. Baby. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this if you care. Y'all, what do you think? How do you think the NBA will react going forward? Do you think that there's going to be rules outlined in contracts about gambling? Because in order for that to be effective, it's got to not only affect players, it's going to also have to affect owners. And it's going to have to affect the different conferences and the leagues and all of that. I think all of those places it'd have to affect. I mean, even to the point where if a player on your team has been indicted or has been caught gambling or faking injuries, Your team can't make the playoffs. You can play your hardest out, but your team can't make the playoffs, and that particular team has to pay a certain amount of money for that. Hey, Ernest. Ernest, what do you think about this NBA this gambling situation? How do you think, because I don't know if you watch basketball like this, or but how do you think that the NBA is going to react going forward? Because I'm just giving my opinion. I just think that if it's going to be effective to kind of weed that out, they're going to have to the league is going to also not punish players, but I think you'll probably have to get the team as well, because reading these indictments, you've got players fawning injuries, faking injuries, so that their stats would be a certain thing, so that people can bet on those stats and win hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because my first instance, it would be to ban the whole thing. The gambling has been incorporated in the league since 2018. So it's hard because now it's a major part of the game. And that's why I was thinking, because I said it earlier. I was like, I thought that gambling wasn't a big deal in the NBA, but I didn't realize that they were incorporating. Well, baby, they're gonna have to stop. This is the danger, because you give them an inch, you got a lot of folks taking a mile. Gotcha. It's not illegal to bet. It's not illegal, but isn't it illegal to throw the game? So that is it frowned upon for players and coaches to throw the game or give out inside information to affect your bet? I thought that was illegal. Hey, Andre. Because this is a mess. And as I was getting back, it's going to have to be a situation that things like that part, because I knew what's his name? I remember that Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley, they were big gamblers, but they were gambling in Vegas. I can't tell you, and again, don't think that I put this out here, but I just remember that they gambled, because I remembered Michael Jordan's father was pruned from the timeline, coming from a place that he was gambling with. So this is a mess. And it really makes me mad, particularly because it's one thing if you are a retired player, that's one thing. But if you are an active player and you're doing this mess, yeah, that's what they're accusing the player of doing, betting the under and underperforming. See, I don't like that. Because me as a fan, now I'm not getting any enjoyment, because I'm thinking that you're trying to throw the game. Now I don't really think that you're hurt. I think that you're throwing the game. Mm, 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 mm. I will tell y'all, my feelings are hurt. They really are. And it's not in the sense of, oh well, people do wrong thing. I already know that, because I love my people, good, bad, or indifferent. But what makes me mad is that you are an active player, and I'm thinking that you have a certain love for the game, or I'm thinking that you have a certain respect for the game, and then as an active player, you are actively throwing that game. my feelings are hurt. They really truly are. My feelings are hurting, but I'll get over it. But I'm very honest about how I feel about certain things at a certain moment, so that they come up and then they go out. But my feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt because this is so unnecessary. If they allow for you to gamble and to legally gamble in the game, that's one thing. I have no problems with that. But to know as an active player you are faking injuries, that you are faking injuries, that you are literally faking an injury to get an extra $200,000. And then you have to split that. Absolutely craziness. Says here, Trailblazers assistant coach Tiago Splitter will serve as the interim head coach. Good job for you. Hope you do a really good job and you take them to the playoffs. Portland canceled its previously planned practice availability with reporters on Thursday afternoon, because now you're gonna have to the way you can't trust an active player anymore. You can't tell them any kind of information about another player at this point. They're not going to know until they go out on the court that so and so is not going to play. Baby, but they have named games. And I'm going to go right back over these games that they said that these people were throwing. And it was during the March 2020, between the 2022 and the 2024 seasons. So there was a March 23, 2023 game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Rozier, who played for the Hornets, so it was the Hornets with the Hornets and the Pelicans game. He told a childhood friend that he would remove himself from the game in the first quarter due to injury. Laster allegedly sold the information to two bettors for about $100,000. Those bettors, along with their associates in a network of proxy bettors, used the info to bet on Rozier's unders, according to the indictment. The money wagered was in the hundreds of thousands, according to the indictment. Many of the bets won after Rozier removed himself from the game after 9 minutes with 5 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. And then Rozier sent his pal Laster up to Philadelphia to collect his money. Then they talk about a February 9th, 2023 game between the Lakers Then they talk about a 2023 game. I don't know if y'all can see that. You can. Jones texted a co-conspirator to get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight because the prominent player was out and James did not play in that game. And then they bet against the game on March 24th, 2023 against the Chicago Bulls. Four regular Portland starters did not play as the Trailblazers lost by 28. So if you put in a legal bet, they have rigged the game, child. Something gonna have to change. And don't get me wrong, like I said, if you've lived long as I have, you remember when the folks were betting against baseball back in the day. But like I said, this hurt, earlier, this hurt my feelings to know that they were doing it at this scale. And here's the thing that I will say to you all, and I say this with all sincerity. See, this is how you get caught up. And all these quote unquote mafia folks and all these mafia people that they named, they probably won't see a lick of time. But you players, you big fish, you whatever they was calling y'all, fish, and you big fish and whatever they were calling y'all some kind of names. Anyway, they already knew that y'all were patsy. They already knew that you all were going to get out here and do. You all were susceptible. You all did it, and you all will probably take the brunt of the stuff because, again, you exposed yourself because you were players. And not only is there going to be any types of arrest or anything like that, but now your name is, and even if they go to jail and they get those 10 or 15 years, not only do you go to jail, your name is now mud in the industry and in an arena that you all worked your whole lives to get to. And now your name is going to be mud. Your name is about to be mud in this whole industry. All right, people, we do this every week. My feelings are literally hurt. They truly, truly are. My feelings are literally hurt. All right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, what are y'all thinking about this? Because like I said, there is, Ernest, thank you so much for sharing. I really do appreciate that, giving me some insight about what's going on. There's nothing wrong if you're doing it legally. But for you all to be fixing bets and players, for throwing bets, not playing so that your stats can go up so you can make however much you want. I would love to know how much he made by using his proxy Laster to get the money, and they split it. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.